trouble. This time, Nomura was able to wriggle off the hook with 1:30 to go, and now they hold a favored position.
We're not going to have it. They go to it, so it's high. Nice to see your corner, 7. Yeah, the only good picture. Okay, pretty good, yeah.
Game here is to get up to full speed. KR makes his move first, and he'll be going faster when the gun goes off.
Go down below the line. 20. 17. 14. 13. 4, 3, 2, 1, gun.
Another clean start and another good job by Dellenbaugh.
Okay. Hi, y'all. How's it going? So I did a little bit of sailboat racing tonight. It was kind of fun. It's early in the season yet. I'm not really in form, but we had a pretty good night. We had a rocky first race because we didn't realize that there was an offset mark at the top mark, and had to we were first the weather mark in both races, both legs. It was kind of fun, but we didn't cover ourselves with glory tonight. But this old lady managed to be there. It's kind of nice to be able to do what I do what I love after all these years, and be accepted in my community, my real community, the ones that are real, the people you can bite. It's like somebody once told me that that reality is anything you can bite. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna plug in my headphones so I can hear myself talk. Muted. Oh no. Oh no. Am I muted? Doesn't say I'm muted. Holy shit. Let me see. Hey, Robin. Oh, I am muted. Holy shit. Wait a second. Microphone's right. Ah, Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on here. Let me see. What's going on? Jesus Christ. I'm unmuted. Hey, Robin, can you hear me now? Let me know. I might just cancel the whole goddamn thing. Damn. Let me see. Still muted. Holy shit. What the hell is going on? I can't I can't hear myself. I can't even hear myself talk, which is really weird. Let me just let me just see. Any better? I don't know if it's any better or not, but okay. The mic's unmuted. This I don't understand this. This is not good. Oh, okay. Great. You hear me now. All right. Yeah, so I went out on a sailboat. I did a couple of sailboat races this evening. Um, and it was really kind of cool. Uh, didn't cover ourselves in glory. We were first of the weather mark in both races, but on both weather legs, we were actually doing well. We kind of I don't know what to tell you. You can you can't hear you on your PC, but you can on your phone. I don't know what's going on. Hang on. Let me see if I open this goddamn stream in this thingy here. Let me see. View your channel. Yeah, all right. That's me. Okay. Well, I yeah, I can hear myself on my PC. Like, it seems like it's very odd. Uh, it's okay. Um, I'm gonna have to mute myself on in the YouTube thing, but there you go. I look, I don't know. I hopefully, hopefully this is working, but maybe it's not, but it doesn't really matter because you know what? Uh, none of this shit matters. The reason I'm doing this stream is to basically talk about uh, uh, the things that matter. It's like the things that matter the most to me are acceptance within my real life community. It's hard for trans people to achieve a place where they are recognized and are seen as, "Oh, good. There we go. That's working now." Uh, now I can hear myself through my headphones, which makes a difference for me. Um, and it's really weird, for those of you who don't know me, some do, some don't. Um, but I'm I'm an old lady. I'm an old lady of well, of a trans background, I guess. I've told my story many times, um, and I'm not gonna repeat it, but here's the th and that I really wanna convey to, uh, trans folk who transitioned, sooner than 28 years ago. The thing that fucking matters the most is acceptance with the people around you in real life. And I know that that's really hard, especially when you're not recognized. But it really fucking matters when you're not only recognized but celebrated. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I'm still sailing J24 sailboats. I'm still running races because I'm smart. You know, I have some capacity to make a difference in terms of people's attitudes towards trans folk. It it bothers me tremendously that um, that some people can be so-called allies virtually, apparently, right? It's like, well, I'm a trans ally. I'm said, well, there's all these trans podcasts. Let's get people to call up and challenge and challenge us as to our reality. It's like, yeah, you know what? I don't really care. To this day, I get misgendered from time to time, but you know what? I don't really give a fuck. I correct people and tell them, it's like, hey, fuck you. It's not sir, etc. It's what I don't really, what I really don't appreciate are people who just go off. I don't know what you have to, I don't know what you can do with those people. It's like it's like, okay, if you're not there, you're not there. It's not it's not a thing. But I don't really worry. I don't really worry about it. And it used to bother me tremendously, but I don't really worry about it anymore. It bothers me a lot you know, that allyship is so abstracted. There are people in the community, the online atheist community that will go on and on about how big a fucking ally they are and not pay any goddamn attention to uh, what allyship means. They think they know what trans is about, but they don't know trans people. They don't know trans experience. But then again, why should I? Why should any of us really presume that we know what others' life experience is? I mean, I think we should all be rather curious about what others' life experience is. because that's a kind of a fundamental that's a fundamental of conversation of how do you achieve understanding without conversation. So anyway, this was mostly supposed to be a stream about joy, and it is, it's like last night I talked about the fun I had running petrol races. Tonight, I'm talking about the fun I had racing a J24. I can still do it. I'm a little bit sore right at the moment, but you know, that's a thing. I would really like it if um, people would stop shouting and start listening. A J24 is a 24-foot sailboat. It is a sloop. It is a one design sailboat, and uh, the J stands for Johnstone, for Rodney Johnstone, who's the fellow who designed the thing, um, built it in his garage, and became a very popular class. I think there are like 5,200 or so, 50, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 5,500 boats that have been built. In sailing, it's called a one design class. It's like all the boats are, in theory, there are measurement rules, and they're all built by, under uh, strict class rules, and are um, so the equipment, in theory, again, is all the same, and so you go out on the race course, and it's like who can do the best. There's one design racing is really cool because they're all yeah, the one design racing is really cool because all the boats are very close to being the same, assuming you keep, assuming you clean the bottom of the boat, and assuming your sails aren't absolute rags, et cetera, and so forth. Um, so it's a test of skill, it's a test of your team. And this is the thing. It's like I e when we're all social beings, right? It was really important to me. When I transitioned, I literally thought I would never be able to sail again because, I mean, and again, transition 28 years ago. I literally thought everybody would run screaming away, and some did. Most didn't. I honestly think that most people are decent and are cool. But there are a lot of people that just have a certain opinion as to, you know, how to be, you know, some people will go on about being one of the good ones, whether it's regarding trans folk or regarding any other minority group. And then some people will just pay attention to um, who you are as a person. And I got to tell you, probably the most hurtful community that I've ever engaged with is the one that I'm speaking to right now. I can't tell you how absolutely horrible my experiences on the internet have been. I think uh, it's it's crazy the way people engage here. Um, and I'm not going to name names about this, but it's like, why the fuck would you ever tell somebody that carry on that you'll die alone? Okay, that's a good thing. That's really cool. And that you're a raggedy ass piece of shit, or that uh, you will never let anybody, or you'll never let uh, you'll never let anyone forget what a horrible person you are. Right? It's like, great, super. I don't want to be there. That's just such poison. Most of the times I've gotten into trouble here have been because I've been calling people out for, maybe not, you know, not realizing the damage they do by platforming assholes. The whole debate bro thing is, to me, like, not cool. And the insistence on seeing various situations as being absolutely black and white, it's not cool. I'm really mad at people who are calling out, uh, uh, particularly r- recent transitioners about about their validity. Yeah, Robin, I'm not, like, but it's like, and it's not just that particular individual. I mean, it's gotten to the point with the recent dust up, it's gotten to the point that everybody's just everybody's just being just slinging shit when there's no shit to sling, just like no shit to sling. People are getting hurt here. It's not cool. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm just here to tell you that, just like, I'm I I don't think that anybody doesn't die alone, essentially. No, they're just, you know they're surrounded by families and friends. It's like, well, okay, that's fine. I get it. Um, but we all basically have to, you know, we live our lives, and what's the phrase? Was it T.S. Eliot? Who I got to figure this one out. Um, it's called quiet desperation. It's like quiet. Yeah, it's like it's it was Henry David Thoreau, apparently. The massive men lead lives of quiet desperation. What is called resignation is confirmed desperation. From the desperate city, you go into the desperate country and have to console yourself. Oh, God damn it. And have to console yourself with the bravery of minks and muskrats, a stereotype, but unconscious despair is concealed even under what are called the games and amusements of mankind. There's no play in them, for this comes after work, but is characteristic of wisdom not to do desperate things. Henry David Thoreau, Civil Disobedience, and Other Essays. Henry David Thoreau was, was a citizen of Concord, my neighboring town. I grew up in Lexington, but it's like he was kind of wise. It's like everybody. I don't know how many people these days read Walden. I don't know how many people have actually visited Henry David Thoreau's cabin on Walden Pond. I mean, it was a thing. I don't know how many people actually have read Civil Disobedience. I don't know how many people have read Walden or his a marvelous little book about journeys on the Concord River and Concord and the Merrimack. Marvelous little book. Anywho, I don't even know why I'm rambling on about this. It's just I'm talking from joy. Yeah, good advice is don't be a dick. I kind of think that's true. Or at least try not to be. Or at least recognize when you're being a dick, right? And say, "Oh shit, I kind of went over the edge there." Um, so maybe the focus of this stream is entirely self-justifying, right? It's like, well, I had a good time sailing tonight, and I don't really give a fuck what assholes on the internet think about me, right? You know, or my opinions. I don't like that people aren't holding people to account. That seems to be incredibly difficult. Not in a canceling sort of way, but just like, hey, I think this is fucked up. Maybe maybe you ought to figure it out. And I don't think that it's necessary to choose sides. But it's certainly not necessary to be deliberately hurtful. Because that's not a good thing any anywhere in in any in any what's I'm searching for a word. Um, matrix might be a word, but that's not the word that I really want to use in any calculation. In every internet controversy I've ever been involved with, it's been about people being abusive. The whole Otangelo thing, that was all about somebody being abusive. The, my defense of my trans sisters and brothers have been about people being abusive and towards us. The number of people that talked about trans athletes with absolutely no fucking idea about how, uh, sports generally, my sport particularly, has dealt with, the issue of trans athletes over the course of 30, 40 years. It's like, come on, man. But what I discovered was it really doesn't matter because these people are bigots. They're bigots. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, that all of the talking heads on the world on the internet, on YouTube, that, some folks you really, probably like. I said, "Well, I really don't care about sports. I think sports is just ridiculous, but, uh, okay, fine. Well, what's that saying to me?" Yeah, I don't know. He's like, "Why do you care about sports?" "Because I play them. Listen, because I make my living at it." It's like, "Well, it really shouldn't be a big deal." It's like, Yeah, but it's a big deal for some people." Is it a big deal that trans people can't serve in the army anymore? Well, maybe it is if you're trying to be in the army or the Navy or the Marine or whatever. It's like, maybe is it okay? Where do you draw the line? It's like, well, I don't really care about the army. Right? Great. Well, I don't really care about sports. Yeah. Well, okay, great. And it usually winds up in arguments about presumptions about people's abilities innately. That, if you care to read all the goddamn documentation, it's like not borne out by actual facts. And these are the same people that, claim to be skeptics. You know. But for this trans sportswoman, the people that matter the most to me are my competitors and my friends who have accepted me for 28 years. I don't really give a fuck about anybody else's opinion. I fought within the um, it wasn't a problem 28 years ago in sport. The sport had figured out a way to accommodate people's way to accommodate trans people. It's a principle. It's fundamental principle. It's still in the Olympic Charter that sport is a human right. Ain't I human? Right? But it became political in 2016, basically. 2016, 2017. And I fought that battle. And I don't really worry about it anymore because I can still play. Yeah, exactly. Because I think they are. I think they're important. They're important socially. They're important, for fun. But how many people have you heard in the context of this particular conversation? It's like, well, I don't really care about sports, but here's the thing: boys are better than girls. That's where it all boils down to. And I as pre-transitioned, I can't tell you how many times men would absolutely denigrate the incredible talents of women in sailing. She's not really a girl. I would hear that from guys all the time. It's just why? Because that woman's beating your goddamn kicking your rudder all over the goddamn race course. I mean, mostly sailing is mostly a co-ed sport, and it's really equipment dependent, right? So it depends on your body type. In a lot, the equipment, I could not sail a laser radial. I couldn't do it. and neither can a lot of women because they weigh too much. It's like it's it's type formed. You're just like you can't be competitive sailing that boat if you are if you weigh more than 150 pounds. How many women? There's lots of women way more than 150 pounds. Lots of women are really, really good sailors who weigh more than 150 pounds, but they'll never compete in the Olympics because the equipment won't let them. It's not their gender or their natal sex. It's the fact that they just can't fit the mold that gives them the capability of being competitive. So it's just, it's just a thing. Sailing is very cerebral as well as physical. It's like any sport is, really, right? Any sport, there's a huge amount of mental involvement to be good at it. You need to know the game. You need to know the game you're playing. Sports are games. Don't call them the Olympic Games for nothing, you know? And I'm just glad I can still fucking do it. Nearly 73. I'm glad I had the opportunity to do it for many, many years, and I'm glad I was accepted after transition and still doing it. I don't have to apologize. But it seems like I have to apologize to some assholes on the goddamn internet for even fucking living. A lot of the assholes who are just being solid assholes. For what? For what? What are they gaining? What are they gaining? What is this all about? What is this all about? It drives me nuts that, it hurts me deeply that people are, you know, people go after, particularly early transitioners. It really fucking sucks because I can tell you how fucking vulnerable you are at that point in time. It's like, God damn it. What the hell are you doing? It bothers me. It bothers me no end. And of course, you're gonna if you here's the thing about second puberty, it's like second puberty, therefore, just remember the insecurities that are, that surround you. first puberty. Just recall that, and think about doing that again when you're in your fucking 40s or so. That this we're talking about late transitioners here, and I was one. I was one because, it just wasn't a thing. I mean, when did you come out? Oh, yes. Well, it depends on what you mean. I came out when I was 3, but in 1956, that wasn't a very particularly proper thing to do, right? I care so much about trans kids because I was one. But just imagine, the insecurity of living with that, pushing that down for decades and decades, and then finally you have some freedom, and then somebody gets up in your grill and says you're not real. Guess what? That sucks. People should stop doing that. Now, if you're talking about the girl code, that's something you learn, you know? Uh, that is something you learn. I'm fiercely in favor of my sisters. Understand the girl code. I know what it means. It took me a while to figure it out. And because again, second puberty, right? It's like, um, text me when you get home. This is a later development. So God knows there wasn't any texting stuff back then. But call me. You know, don't don't it's like we got to protect one another. It's the only way to be safe. It's learning how to dance backwards in high heels. It's a different way. It's a different way to move. It's different. The physical thing of medical transition anyway. It's really fucking odd, right? And it's one of those things, at least for me, it's in my experience. In my experience, it was at least a 6-year process, 6 or 7 years before I became comfortable, totally comfortable. Yeah, that's right, Aquas. Absolutely. But, the internal sense of gender is a real thing that, you know, I it is difficult to explain, and most people don't understand it. It's like, a number of my friends would say, my, uh, male friends would be saying, uh friends, I don't know why, what, I don't understand it, but, you do you, boo. Uh, my female friends would be saying, "You know what you're signing up for, right?" And I said, "I think so, but teach me." My sister was my hugest, hugest ally, and I miss her so. So here I am rambling on after, wanting to do a stream about sailing. I'll do a stream about sailing when I have better have a better night on the race course. It'll be much better. So we'll see what happens next Wednesday because god damn it, you know, brief story about what, what we got off the starting line really well even after being fouled by somebody. It's like, what the fuck what are you thinking? That's a foul. This guy's on port tack and he comes right in and he's not doing anything. It's like, we're starboard. What the hell are you doing? Oh, I'm glad, Robin. That's great. You became a great aunt. That's awesome. I am I am a double great at this point. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, well, well, there's sailboat race, right? So we at the start, the first race, we got the whole thing lined up, and it's like this guy comes barreling in on port, and it's like, "What are you fucking doing? We're on starboard," and he fouled the living shit out of us, and it's like, "Dude, what?" And you know, 2 of us on the boat are screaming at the skippers, like, "Keep the boat moving. Never mind that shit. Just keep the boat moving. We got" you know? It's like, "Holy fuck." And so that sucked. But anyway, we get to the weather mark first, and that's great, but we didn't realize there was an offset mark, which is to say you had to go not just around the weather mark, you had to go like parallel before you turn downwind. And it's like, "Oh, fuck. I don't see an offset." And what had happened was the offset mark had drifted, so we didn't see it. We round the weather mark and off we go downwind, and it's like, "Oh, shit." We look back and it's like all these guys are parading. It's like, "God damn." So we go back and we go back up and round the offset mark, and, we go from last to, like, 4th, I think. I think we managed to get out of what, 12 boats? It's like, "God damn it." In the second race, we led almost all the way around the race course. We let a couple of people pass us upwind, but then we got them both back, and, we were holding off the closest boat, uh, but, downwind, we held them off really, really well. I was working my ass off trimming the spinnaker, and, so we hold them off to and then we get to the finish line, and these, like, 2 boats, uh, are, uh, are finishing down by the race committee boat, and it's like, "God damn it." We just got so tied up with the other guy that we didn't realize that really what we needed to do was jibe and cover these other couple of people, uh, and we should have jibed, like, I don't know, 2 minutes before we did. just sucks. But anyway, that's I can't see what's going on downwind because I'm flying the Spinnaker. It's like I don't know what's going on here. It's like, where the hell did those people come from? Not making excuses, but you always learn something. It's always something. It's always something. It's a complicated game. It is a complicated game. Anyway, I think I've rambled along plenty at this point in time. It's 2:07 in the AM, and I think I'm going to sign off for the evening. I'd like to thank you all for dropping in. Um, going to try to talk about sailing more. I'm not gonna. No, ain't nobody driving me off the goddamn internet. Uh, right away, anyway. Certainly not hateful people who like to never let me forget how horrible a person I am. It's like, you know what? Feelings mutual. Just kidding, you know. Yeah, all these folks who are really concerned about their clicks and likes and subscribes and all that stuff. It's like, you know what? That's not my life. That's your life. You go. Have fun. You go to your little thingamajigs and you go to your little thises and that and it's I used to kind of care about it because I actually used to think that people actually not just talk the talk but walk the walk. But um, I've 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 learned, you know. But yeah, you know, uh, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open and keep your head up. We got a lot bigger fish to fry than who's cozy with who on the internet. We got a fucking fascist state. We've got our nation. And by our nation, I mean that's us going to war with for no reason. We've got the top tenth of a percent having more wealth than most of the rest of us. You know, my sister was uh, 15 years older than I. Uh, she was born in 1940. Forty? No. Oh my God. She's 15 years older than me. David was born in 37. She was born in 39. I was born in 53. My sister worked in the South and in Augusta, Georgia. She she worked at a settlement house in Augusta. Uh, in 1960, 61. She was deeply involved in the civil rights movement. Her husband was on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. My activism was activism against Vietnam War. I was 15 in 1969. I marched in Washington and got tear gassed as a teenager. Watched fucking National Guardsmen and US soldiers on the top of the buildings at the Moab March in November 1969. People training their guns on a crowd of 400,000 people. I lived through AIDS. I lived through so much. This is so much of this, the Reagan era, so much of this is a reaction to the fact that women got women achieved a measure of equality in not just reproductive choice, but financial choice. Women couldn't get a credit card until 1970 fucking 2. And I was 1 year out of high school. I have said this in various venues. It's like, what if you're gonna be for social justice, you can't take your foot off the accelerator. You just can't. And that's what my generation, which is to say, you know, somewhat later, so my sister and brother were both silent generation people, right? And my generation, definitely a boomer, born in 53. But the thing is, we thought we'd won. We thought we'd fucking won. But you know what? We didn't win. It was the Young Americans for Freedom that won. It's 'cause the people that didn't fucking want to rock the boat. Hi, Bree. I'm glad you're here. The people that didn't want to rock the boat, those are the people that won. And now we're facing the consequences of that because a whole bunch of people just didn't want to take their fucking foot off the accelerator. They didn't want to keep their foot on the accelerator. Excuse me. I got that wrong. And now it's like, "Oh my god, here we are again." That's the way I feel about it. It's like, "Oh my god, here we are again." Why do you see so many gray hairs out on the streets at No King's protests? It's like, because that's what it is. Here we are again. You know? Well, it's like watching watching everything go to shit all over again, and it's like, I'm tired, but you know. What's Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let Bull Connor turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let Bull Connor turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let Dick Nixon turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let Dick Nixon turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let Donald Trump turn around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let Donald Trump turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Can't quit. Can't give up. You can't fucking let it go. It's gonna it's gonna be all your fucking life. Take it from me. It's gonna be all your goddamn life. It's gonna be a struggle the entire time, and you're gonna die alone. But you won't die alone, and you won't die for nothing if you keep on walking and keep on talking. Keep marching and be strong for one another. And the more you fucking turn on one another, and the more you just basically say, "We are not just entirely pure." It's like it's just bullshit. Don't care for It's like you gotta be caring. Anyhow, I was gonna quit this bullshit 20 minutes ago, but I kinda gotta quit this bullshit now because I gotta get up in the morning and go to work, I gotta go sew stuff. See, this is the thing, got a life, you know? On the other hand, I kinda gotta spill my guts every now and again because I don't like what's going on right now. I don't like the the macro level stuff, and I sure as fuck don't like the micro level stuff. I don't like the fact that Bree is being attacked for something she never did. I mean, people, come on. Let's be real here. I think, you know, I think people are willing to overlook a lot of shit and for no goddamn good reason. And I'm trying not to overlook any shit. But on the other hand, it's like I'm not gonna get myself all tied up in knots about it because I think the most important thing for any of us is to just fucking be real and live. Good night, all.